Somewhere beyond the known stars, from the frequency where questions become music, prepare yourselves for the host of this transmission, the cosmic band leader, the dangerous question asker, Mexico Johnson.
All righty, here we go. This is another episode of Let's Agree to Disagree Tonight. I am your host with the most, Mexico coast to coast. I will be your signal architect tonight, guiding the ship and getting us to our destination. Appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. We're about to get this thing started here in just a second. Just making sure I got all my ducks in a row. See a couple people coming through the door. Say what's up. Say what's up. All right. It's going to be an interesting one here. Setting this up as the first episode of what is going to be Act 2 or Arc 2 of our Season 2 Let's Agree to Disagree project here, where I want to go 36 weeks here. It's going to put an asterisk on it this week. That's actually going to be more like 37 weeks because I'm going on vacation next week. And there is not going to be a Let's Agree to Disagree next week. That is going to be what is the first week of April, the first Thursday of April. I will be away at vacation. So this episode here at the last Thursday in March, this is going to have to be the episode that holds us over for a little while. Hold on, I just lost my screen here. Okay, there we go. Okay, I see you in there, big dog. What's up with you? Okay, and there go my mouse. I accidentally turned my TV off there for a second. We back though. We back. Okay. So, explaining that it's going to be a little break next week. I think it's about time for a break though. We've been going at this thing strong for 13 weeks straight now. 13 weeks straight. A lot has happened in those 13 weeks. A lot has changed. A lot of growth has happened. Man, a lot about like this show and just like the format of how we doing this and how I'm trying to introduce the characters around this. All these things have changed so much. It's a lot to think about. Just kind of ground myself in what we're doing here this week. Man, this past week, feel like a lot has changed. Feel like it's been like a lot of mental work at the least. If it hasn't been like a lot of physical backbreaking work, it has been a lot of brain working. But good stuff. We've been making progress on the new agent systems for the show. I already got it set up now where after the show is finished, I'm going to give this URL off to my agent and it knows how to automatically generate a transcription of this episode and then analyze the text in that transcription for interesting patterns and how to connect what I say in this episode to themes from previous episodes and how to set up future episodes. All from me just submitting the link to it. They know how to do all of that. And then the next level that I just set up is now I can download the episodes and chop up the videos. Like it can intelligently decide like where interesting parts of the video happen, chop those up, and then it can send me those clips to share with you guys. That's going to help drive views and momentum on the page. And then after I select the clips that I like, I even got it to where the agent can give me titles, captions, hashtags, call to actions. All I got to do is copy and paste it and drop it in the thing for y'all. So I'm looking forward to that helping me out, speed up my workflow a little bit, be able to get these clips out to you guys a little bit more consistently and a little bit better quality there. And I'm hoping, again, we can continue to grow this platform because then we're going to start knocking on the door of monetization for this thing. I'm not just doing this for the fun of it. I mean, this is fun. I do enjoy it, but I'm really here because, at this age in my life, I'm old enough to be ready to be like, all right, like, we didn't had enough fun. It's time to get to some of this money on. I had enough fun. Man, I got a doozy for y'all tonight. If we get into it, tonight's show is going to be an interesting one. Again, my name is Mexico Johnson. Here we are broadcasting new vibrations from the new organized world tonight. And this is a place where we don't argue with the future. We interview it. In alignment with the cosmic concordance, I am here to say let's agree to disagree tonight. This week, something interesting happened. There's a video going around. We got Drewski dressed up as Erica Kirk. And to us, it's obvious what we see when we see that. Ridiculously sized man dressed up as a white woman. You can tell it's him. There's no confusion. But when AI was asked who it was, the AI actually said that it thought it was Erica. Specifically, we're talking about Grok AI and how this was being spread around on Twitter. And so now the question is, and what are we looking at is, what is the system actually seeing? Because if we can tell the difference, but the system can't, then maybe this isn't about identity at all. Maybe this is more about recognition. So let's get into it tonight. What is reality? Our ability to see it? Or is that the AI's ability to see it? Or what are we actually seeing anymore? This skit that Drewski dropped on us, man, it's very interesting, and I would say that's because it don't really read as like one of Drewski's most funniest skits when you see it. I'll be honest, because I'm a fan of Drewski. I like his different skits and stuff that pops up. What up, though? I see Wu-Tang, the man of Wu-Tang in the chat. What's good with you, though? Man, I'm a fan of Drewski. I've been following his work for a minute, so like, I've been there for the peaks and the valleys. I really like some of what Drewski does. I'm actually looking forward to wrapping up this episode here today so I can go watch the Could Have Been Love season 2 finale that just streamed or just aired here right before I went live. I didn't watch it yet. I'm gonna watch it after the show. But man, this skit he did is really interesting. Again, I don't think it reads as one of his funniest skits he's ever done, but in a way, I do think it's kind of landed as one of the more accurate skits that he's done. And this has rubbed some people the wrong way. We can talk about the little bit of drama surrounding it. But just to get into the action of it, I do want to give the platform here a chance to see the clip for themselves and decide on their own terms what it looked like to them. Here, I'm going to bring the TV in really quick. I'll be glad when I finish getting our new agent system set up, because the agent is supposed to just recognize that I'm at this part of the show and drop in the TV for me. I'm not supposed to have to push that button, but hey, for this week, I can still push the button. Here go the TV, and I'm going to set it to the right channel so I can show you guys the Drewski skit. So Drewski posted this on March 25th. Was that March 25th? It seemed like it's been longer than that. Yeah, because today is the 26th. He posted this shit. It had to be longer than that. But I think I saw it on another platform first, maybe. But Drewski posted this here with the caption, "How conservative women in America act." And I'm going to show this for y'all. I want y'all to get a good look at what Drewski think of how conservative white women in America act. And I just want to view it, and we going to view it on its merits and see how we feel about it. Let's see what Drewski got to say.
Get on your feet, boy!
War is raging in Iran.
We're
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
How about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible. Sweet cream foam chai ice matcha. And Bella will have all organic pop cup.
organic.
Yes, everything organic.
Four, 3, 7. Oh, Hannah, you good? 4, 3, 2. Hold your chest lifted. We're gonna lift.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs. Yes, because they are the ones who mattered most.
That boy Drewski. Yo, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? There's so much I want to say about this. What made this really interesting,
Get
though.
on your feet!
Hold on. Again, what made this really interesting, though, was not that Drewski gave an accurate portrayal of Erica Kirk. I mean, look at this picture. Drewski, he nailed it. Whoever is doing Drewski's makeup, they need a raise. They nailed it. Look at this. Hold on, let me get the close up. Look at this. Drewski, you're a fool for this one. But this was interesting when it first hit my radar. But the thing that really like popped my antennas up though was when people start asking Grok who did they think it was. And here is a tweet from Grok that is still up. This hasn't been taken down. Grok, please confirm, is this Erica Kirk? And Grok is like, yep, that's her. CEO of Turning Point USA and the widow of Charlie Kirk. This photo matches her from recent public appearances. Grok, be for real. I'm for real kind of mad. Like, I want to fight Drewski for looking like this on my timeline in real life. Why you do that? But then, yeah, that's what people was talking about, how Grok was confused. Grok couldn't tell the difference. Look at this. Grok, they asked Grok and it said, that's Erica Kirk, the actress comedian starring in Drewski's satirical skit. So the AI was smart enough to pick up that it was a skit by Drewski that was meant to be satire. But for some reason, Grok completely missed that was Drewski dressed as Erica. The Grok looked at that and said, yeah, that's Erica. That's her. And credit to Drewski. I think at on one level, this is confirmation and validation for Drewski. Like, hey, you actually did a good job with that. It did land. It did connect with people. People do see it and feel it. And man, it's crazy to look at. Look at this shot. The one specifically like where Drewski kept looking into the camera. That's why this is so interesting to talk about, because like Drewski isn't just like randomly picking on some random woman that didn't deserve this attention. Drewski is highlighting something that everybody is seeing. And whether we have the platform or the space to speak on what we're seeing or not, we all see this, and we all are seeing and feeling similar things. When you look at Erica Kirk, it do look kind of weird. I ain't gonna say how weird, because you know everybody's weird. It might be a little bit different, but when you look at this, like, yes, this is weird, the way she was staring into the camera like that. And then like Drewski mimicking it. Like Drewski is not just making something up or just like picking on this lady for no random intangible reason. Like, no, he's actually like picking up on something that actually happened here. Like when she was looking into the camera like that, she was talking, looking to shit was super creepy. Super creepy. Why was you doing that? Let me see. I'll save some more tweets here that I want to talk about. That screenshot of the side by side there is crazy. I do want to come to this too. I'm gonna talk about this a little bit later. Rapper Meek Mill reveals he's been using Claude AI to organize his whole music career and other businesses. And he tweeted in response to that, like recovering all his business controls, tracking royalties, locating money, finding red flags, planning, organizing user information, creating family, office structure, business navigation. I've been waiting my whole life for tools like this. That is actually pretty amazing. I could have did a whole episode about that alone, actually. This reply from LaRussell, I did want to bring this in too, as a follow-up from last week's episode, and LaRussell's Heaven Sent Lyrics. LaRussell went on the Effective Immediately podcast and had an interesting follow-up conversation with DJ Head and oh shoot, I'm forgetting old girl name. I can't remember her name right now. It's gonna come back to me. I'm sorry. Gina Views. There it is. They had an interesting conversation. We can talk about that too. So yeah, Grok was confused. The Drewski parody was so good that Grok was confused about it. Somebody then took this the Drewski Kirk and photoshopped it onto the president. And then somebody went even further and animated it with AI. Oh my God, man. I hate that this character exists, because it's such a grotesque figure, but it represents something so real in our world. Oh man, look at that. It's being cut off by the TV here. In the full frame of the TV, hold on. I do want y'all to see what this say at the bottom here. Hold on. Can I get it so the whole screen see it? It's still kind of cutting it off at the bottom there. I'll just tell y'all though, it say crackers are triggered because, of course, after every time Drewski do this, now Drewski's done the like skits where he puts on the white makeup and goes out as a white character. He's done it a couple times now, and every time there's those people who want to go, oh, like, how is it okay for Drewski to wear whiteface? What if white people went and put on blackface? Why didn't you think it was funny? Blah, 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 blah. Like, man, y'all don't understand nothing about culture or the history of this country, do y'all? And in the face of some of that backlash, people questioning Drewski, people questioning blackface, people questioning racial commentary and racial dynamics in our country. Drewski posted on Instagram 2 words. Did I go too far? Too far. I'm sorry that that's being cut off by the bottom of the TV there. I got to adjust my frame a little bit. You can't see the whole image there. But Drewski asked, did I go too far? I don't know. Did Drewski go too far? That would be a good question, like for the chat. Like if everybody in the chat watching right now, that's a good question. Let me know. Do you agree or disagree? Did Drewski go too far? Is Drewski's portrayal of Erica Kirk too far? I would have told him to go too further. I would have told him to go further. Honestly, he could have went further because like what he didn't like again, he didn't do anything that was out of character. Like everything that Drewski is portraying in this skit is a reflection of something that Erica actually did in real life. We can pull up the videos, and I was having some trouble finding that before I came online, but like here's an example of that. Like here is an example of
a young white male man. Don't ever let
an example of Erica actually talking. This isn't Drewski just making fun of some innocent public figure who don't deserve ridicule. This is a reflection of her actual words. Here is Erica's actual words.
Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone talk down to you. We need strong men out there.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs.
Drewski ugly, bro. You ugly as fuck, Drewski. Here go the clip where it was showing how creepy the eyes looked. Hold on, let me bring this one up.
Drewski ate. The first part of this, I am willing to bet that Erica Kirk is pissed about the new skit that Drewski just released. Can't nobody say that this man is not funny. And I fear Drewski ate. The first part of this skit, he shows up with the sparklers in that all-white outfit. Let me tell you, he got the look right all the way from the hair on her head to the shoes on her feet. Stop. Then the devil stare that nobody can forget. And once again, I fear Drewski ate. Then he goes,
I don't need that lady's commentary. I'm gonna go ahead and mute her. But yeah, I mean, look at we got the side by side shots here. Thank you, TikTok. Look, the hand signal, the eyes. Drewski captured all of that. Drewski is not just picking on this little poor little white lady for no reason. Like this is an actual reflection of how she has been behaving in real life. Mind you, this is like the woman who is she is like recently a widow. Watching her grieve her husband in real time was kind of weird. Oh man, Drewski killing me with this picture here. I can't stand you for this picture, Drewski. He ugly. Oh, he ugly for that. And again, that's why I like having this show. Cause like I seen this in my timeline and I seen like the reaction to it. But I like having this show because now I got my own platform where I can slow down and like look at this and like digest it on my terms. And like, man, I'm telling y'all, this is hilarious stuff here. Drewski is our modern comedic genius. Like, I think this is the closest we'll get. Like when I was growing up, the comedian that was on the terror that come to mind, like growing up, it was Dave Chappelle and like the skits he was doing on the Dave Chappelle show. Legendary skits, quotes and references that people still repeat to this day come from the Dave Chappelle show. And like, man, I wish we still had like the actual show. That would be great if like we could still watch new episodes of the Dave Chappelle show in 2026. But we don't got that. What we do have though is Drewski and his TikTok page. And I do think Drewski is probably the best example of a comedian that's on fire right now. And just someone who's taking the time to point or not even bring people's attention to things, just to hold up the mirror and reflect back at people, you know, whether you're paying attention or not. Just Drewski's ability to put that mirror up and reflect it back at America is special and something that, you know, I do feel like Drewski should be recognized and given, you know, appreciation and credit for, because that's special. Not everybody can do that. He is doing something that is unique and special to our times. I do think that we should be grateful for Drewski and the work he's doing. Oh man, look at that picture one more time. I ain't gonna dwell on that for too long. I'm about to get over it now. I did want to jump over to that LaRussell thing real quick, because then we got an interesting follow from last week where I want to hear this follow up between LaRussell and Gina Views talking about the heaven sent remarks from last week. I just want to go here real quick before we split things up for the evening. Let me see how we doing on time. We about 27 minutes in. Yeah, we doing all right. 27. I mean, damn, we're getting up on the half hour already. I ain't gonna be on here too long. Here, let's get into this LaRussell follow up.
The heaven sent conversation. Do you regret anything that you've done with the song, the performance, from the beginning, not listening to your engineer?
Not at all.
The way that you responded?
Not at all.
The way that you've been handling it this whole time?
Not at all.
No regrets at all?
None.
Do you think you've said anything wrong?
No.
Is there somebody in your life that will hit you and call and like be like, "Hey, you tripping?"
The engineer.
Well, no, I'm talking about.
If I'm really tripping,
yeah. What did that person have to say about this?
These niggas stupid.
These niggas stupid.
Yep.
You got another person?
These niggas stupid. That's funny enough. But then Gina coming in on top of that to say, you got another person. And I want to say that too. Like Gina, I really like Gina Views, and like she be like dope and be holding down the culture a lot when it comes to these conversations. But I ain't like the way she kept questioning LaRussell. The man said he ain't feel like he said nothing wrong. He ain't feel like he was off base. He ain't feel like he had nothing to apologize for. And then, like, I don't know, just the way she kept questioning him after that, I ain't like that. Again, people still having a debate over what the term heaven sent means. My mom in the chat, he didn't say anything wrong. I don't think he said anything wrong either. People want to debate over what the term heaven sent means. And I get what they're saying. I'm following the argument enough to understand that people are saying they think that heaven sent means you came down from heaven to bless the earth and bring goodness with you. And, you know, something that's associated with positive vibes. So to think of someone as evil and destructive as Jeffrey Epstein or Adolf Hitler and to call them heaven sent too is misappropriation of the word heaven sent, because that don't apply to them or what they was about. If that's the definition you want to go with and that's the way you want to look at it, be my guest. But I see what LaRussell was saying. I get the argument he was saying. I get the point that the whole point of him making that song and putting that song out. I get what he was saying too. His perspective, again, we go into the idea that in being a part of God's creation, everything and everybody that was created by God is, in essence, heaven sent. Just by the nature of existence within God's creation. That makes you heaven sent. We can argue over what the word heaven sent means, but I don't think we really get anywhere by arguing whether LaRussell should feel bad about what he said or not, because clearly he don't feel bad about what he said at all.
It's fake outrage. I can make whatever art comes to me. Anybody who makes music, you know, at a level where you really rapping about something, not just bullshit, but rapping about life. And as an artist, it's our job to put art out into the world, however that may come. I don't have to change my art because it makes you uncomfortable.
Was there a time where throughout this process where you were like, maybe if I said it this way, they would understand what I'm saying? And then the second part to that question is, do you understand where other people are coming from?
No.
Okay.
Because
tell everything.
When I said free Palestine, there was people who was offended. Am I supposed to apologize to them? When I made 20 shots and I talk about them niggas killing Stevante Clark and shooting him 20 times, it's people who's offended. I'm supposed to apologize? It's my art. If I maliciously meant to hurt you and it's like, damn, that was a miss on my end, like I could recognize when it is. Like with the Wayne shit, it was like, damn, I could see how that is.
I used to think, like, when I say stuff, I don't own none of the responsibility if I say something my intention is not malicious. And then I had to learn, like, oh, these is human beings. They have feelings and emotions and stuff like that. So I understand that when you add the biblical nuance to it, because now you impeding on their core values. Do you get that perspective? Or
no, because I feel like that should be fake.
I agree with
Like
you.
all the niggas I
sometimes.
see talking all these core value and we don't believe this. It's like, bro, we see what your homies on. We see what your uncles on. We see what your cousins on. We see what's on your playlist.
Your caption said, my engineer told me not to put this out. That comes off as arrogant. And like you said, this is art, with all due respect. As a rapper, I don't think you did a well job of setting up the bar, if that makes sense. The first thing that people was going to is, oh shit, he said Epstein? And then you mix Epstein in the box with Malcolm X, Martin Luther King.
Martin.
Be offended. Stay offended. Christians don't have no damn value. Yeah, go ahead, be offended and stay offended if that's how you're going to do it. And then Gina, again, trying to say, you know, I don't think you did a good job setting up the bar, then mixing these people together. Like, that's the point. If you look at it from the big picture, like, we are all mixed together in the same picture. You know, if you want to draw lines between, you know, good humans and bad humans, or humans on this side of the fence versus humans on that side of the fence. At the end of the day, we are still humans on Earth. Whatever frame you trying to split stuff up in, it all still sits within the bigger frame of we are just humans on Earth. And for our limited amount of time we got here on this planet, you know, we do get a chance to make an impact. And it's important to be able to contrast figures like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X with Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. You know, I think we do bring out a very important contrast when we set those characters side by side. I think Gina is kind of off on this one, to kind of feel like we shouldn't be doing that, or like what LaRussell is expressing in his art is somehow off base for expressing it that way. I disagree with you, Gina. I don't think you're right for questioning LaRussell and this man and his art in this way. I don't think you're on point right now.
Then you said, and even you, like, and Hitler, like, I'm like Hitler and Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not a rapper either.
If comparing yourself to Hitler and Epstein is shocking to you, I don't think you've done enough job as an adult in today's days and times. If you can't recognize that you exist in the same frame that Donald Trump and Epstein and Adolf Hitler exist in, I don't think you're really doing enough real work as an adult. Like, yeah, I'm a human being just like Adolf Hitler was a human being. I got choices to make every morning when I make up. I got choices to make every morning when I wake up, just like Donald Trump got choices to make every morning when he wake up. I get the same 24 hours to live my life and to do what I'm going to do every day, the same 24 hours that Jeffrey Epstein got, or used to get, if he's still alive. You know, there's some people who've been trying to make the claim that he's still alive and that they seen him driving down the highway. And maybe he's still alive, but you know, the 24 hours that he had while he was here, it ain't no different from the 24 hours that I get while I'm here. So yeah, like, even you, Gina Views, you haven't sent too.
But I am into like rap and battle rap. Fab said never trust shit. Even the devil was an angel. Obviously, he not telling us that an angel and the devil is, you know, it's the same person. So I think that if you delivered it in a different way and you set it up differently, then people would have been able to more so relate to it.
Yeah, and I feel that, but it's my art, and maybe somebody else could deliver it differently.
Stand on it.
A child that's heaven sent, correct? Was all them niggas not a child?
The children are heaven sent, but the monsters is the devil.
That has nothing to do with God. What you do after I place you here is within your free will. That's what you become. The world gets you.
Have you talked to your engineer about this?
That's
nigga,
funny
like I
as
told
fuck.
you.
Yeah, that engineer there. What shout him out?
Ray.
Hey,
shout out Ray.
Hey,
Ray.
What's heaven sent?
Shout out my engineer, but it's some other niggas engineers who really need to step up and say something. You know,
y'all don't listen.
Yeah, that's true.
You right.
she right.
All right. I'm gonna let Gina get that off. Who cares what she thinks? Like he said, it's his art. Thank you for saying that, because that do bring us back to the greater point. Like, Gina was trying to articulate how she felt about it, but again, like, yes, that's LaRussell's art, and he said what he said. And when you asked him about it, like, did you mean it that way? Do you feel bad about it? Do you want to apologize? He looked you in your eye and he said no. Who cares what she thinks? Like he said, it's his art. I think that's a good place to leave that conversation. What I do appreciate most about that is what when she asked him about it, he stood on it. He didn't back down, or he didn't like let her back him down into a corner about that. I give LaRussell 5 G points for just standing on that and not letting her back him down about it. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody talking about that outfit she chose. Now, come on, hold on. What's wrong with her outfit? Now, I wasn't going to go there. Now, hold on. Now, I got to go back. What's wrong with her outfit? What's wrong with Oh, come on.
What's your uncle's on?
Hold on.
What your cousin's on? We see what's on your playlist.
Your caption said, my engineer told me not to put this out. That comes off as arrogant. And like you said, this is art, with all due respect. As a rapper, I don't think you did a well job of setting up the bar, if that makes sense.
I mean, I'm not offended by her. I'm not offended by her outfit. She is looking a little foreheady. But I ain't offended by the outfit. All right, I'm off that. I did want to go one more time. I want to bring this out for Meek Mill. Shout out to Meek Mill for saying some real spill. Somebody didn't. I'm sure somebody didn't like it. That's the point. I dig it, and hey, we ain't gonna judge her for wearing what she wanted to wear. That's what she chose to do, and we gonna let her rock. Shout out to Gina Views. I actually like Gina Views. She be saying some real stuff. I ain't like the way she was questioning LaRussell when he was standing on business about what he said and how he said what he said. Anyway, Meek Mill. I want to give him some props here because it's interesting to see artists like Meek Mill taking up tools like AI and empowering his career. Again, he said since he's been using AI, he's been able to recover his business controls, track royalties, locate money, finding red flags, organizing years of information. Like, man, that's great that Meek Mill at this stage in his career is able to pull those pieces together. And that goes back to my greater point. Like, people want to say like it's AI replacing humans. And, people imagine all the different areas of human activity that AI could replace. We talk about how AI could replace musicians or how AI could replace rappers. Again, I don't think AI is likely to replace rappers, but I do think rappers who learn how to intelligently use AI are going to replace rappers who don't. I'll say that. Rappers who know how to intelligently use AI are going to replace rappers who don't. Rappers who stay stupid and ignorant about how to really use AI and how to leverage it to their benefit, you're going to be quickly passed up by the rappers who are intelligently using AI in 2026 and going forward. And that's not just true for rappers. I do think that's true for all areas of human activity. It's not that the AI is coming to replace us or the AI is coming to take our jobs, but the humans who know how to use AI better than the humans who don't, you're going to be out competing your competition. And what Meek Mill is saying here captures that in a way that's really beautiful. I'm happy for Meek Mill to know that in this stage of his career, he's finally able to be empowered with the tools to take control and ownership of his financial situation and his business organization and, his family structure. That's good stuff. I like to see that. And that is a sign of where I think, our greater community and culture is headed. All right. I didn't prepare a joint for this episode. I think I'm going to go without one for tonight. And before we get to the end here, appreciate you sending the diamonds there. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. And I see we getting our likes up here. We almost at 1,000 likes. That's what's up too. Okay. We are at the point of the show here where we are going to get ready to take a short break. I'm going to get the TV out of here real quick. Hold on. I don't need this TV anymore. We're going to get ready to take a short break. After the break, we're going to come back. We're going to do the residence report. And I give you the weekly breakdown of this week's interesting news in AI and tech. We'll do our weekly residence report, and then we'll get ready to wrap this thing up. And again, that'll be it for the next week. We will see each other again the week afterwards because I'm about to go on vacation, y'all. Till then, let's get ready to do this commercial break. Let's do commercial break.
In an increasingly complex world, people are finding new ways to stay balanced. Personal cloud is now part of the environment. Available everywhere, the future is already happening.
Personal Cloud helps you retrieve what matters. For access, contact your IT department. Availability subject to reality.
The trash tape. Tremendous resilience affects stupid humans.
What kind of name is that? Doesn't matter.
You seen this?
I'm trying not to.
The trash tape. Available in dumpsters everywhere. Tremendous resilience affects stupid humans.
What kind of name is that? Doesn't matter.
You seen this?
I'm trying not to.
The trash tape. Available in dumpsters everywhere.
Welcome back to Let's Agree to Disagree Tonight. Signal is locked. Let's continue.
All right, we back. You said you created your own commercial. Yeah, I created my own commercial. All the commercials that you see here on Let's Agree to Disagree Tonight were created by yours truly. And that is something interesting that I want to talk about more here because I do want to expand the commercial section of this broadcast to actually work like real sponsorship section. Right now, they're just kind of like some, fictional commercials mixed in with that one about the trash tape. My homie Cheeses came on the show a couple episodes ago, and he showed us a preview of the trash tape. And that is getting ready to drop here on March 30th. And I helped my homie out with that. I did make that commercial for him to help him promote the drop of his next album. So yeah, I'm trying to do more with creating these commercials and spreading our viewer base and see if we can get some more sponsors on here. That's pretty cool. Yes, it is. Thank you. I'm glad you think that's cool. So we are here. We're gonna get ready for this week's segment that we refer to as the All right, the Resonance Report. This is your weekly briefing on the tools, the tremors, and tectonic shifts moving through the AI age. First up, our big story this week. OpenAI pulls the plug on Sora. And one of the week's weirder plot twists, Reuters reports OpenAI is discontinuing Sora, its video platform, which also appears to blow up a splashy Disney partnership. Translation, even the biggest AI bets are still unstable, and the future of media can apparently vanish between meetings. And that is an interesting story. I'll just jump in here really quick to say, like, when you look at my channel, like all of the graphics and like videos and animations and stuff, all of that stuff is coming from Sora. My background, with my space background, my Cosmo videos, the commercials I'm making all of that stuff in Sora. So it is going to be interesting here going forward, now that they're closing down Sora, for me to figure out what my new workflow is going to be and how I'm going to go forward with making these AI visuals going forward. Now, I have seen like some reports that like the Sora app is going away, but then like the Sora video generation functionality is still going to be available to ChatGPT users. Because right now, like, I don't think we really need the Sora app. Like, the whole idea of it being like a social media app where people can get on here and make friends, and like, it's basically like the AI version of TikTok where you can scroll through a bunch of random videos and all the videos you see is all AI generated content. That didn't really catch on. That wasn't like a popular trend or like a really long-term working idea that really caught on with the kids as popular. But Sora itself as a video generation platform was very capable, and you could really create some interesting stuff here. Like, I mean, when you look at what I've created here with Let's Agree to Disagree Tonight, again, all of the animations and visuals you have, wow, watch for 300 minutes. That's crazy. Yeah, all my visuals and stuff come from Sora. So it's going to be interesting to see how we transition to whatever comes next for video generation. I can't say that's one of the things that's interesting about working with my new AI agent. That is something we've been experimenting on, how we can do local video generation without having to have like a cloud-based service or an app that we use. I'm talking about being able to generate 100% unique videos here in-house on our own system. Something I'm working on. I gotta push some more buttons on that one, but I'm working on it. Let's get into story number 2. Again, another story about OpenAI. This time, OpenAI buys Astro to press the coding tools war. OpenAI is acquiring Python toolmaker Astro, a sign that the battle is shifting from chatbots that talk pretty to systems that actually build things. The coding assistant arms race is getting less theoretical and more like who owns the pipes and not just the prompts. My boy Tony, what up though? Glad you could come through. So that's interesting. At the same time, you see OpenAI pivoting away from Sora. You also see OpenAI pivoting into things like Astro and things that boost and benefit OpenAI's coding capabilities. One of the things I really like about my current setup, I am using Codex, which comes from OpenAI. I'm using Codex to drive my OpenClaw. And I mean, it's been pretty powerful. Another one of the milestones we just reached this past week, actually, I just coded my first game, vibe coded specifically. I don't really know or have the skills on how to get in there and write line by line, type it out line by line, how to code a game. But I do know how to vibe code a game, and I know how to sit down and work with an agent on how to instruct and direct the agent to code the things you wanted to code. And that was a milestone we just broke this past week. I vibe coded my first game, and I'm looking forward to taking that skill and expanding on it. My boy say he's sorry he's a little late. No, you sorry you a little late. I'm the one who was a little late because we normally go on at like 10 o'clock, 10:30. I actually didn't start till like after 11 o'clock. So I'm on the extra late night tip myself tonight. So appreciate you for coming through, my boy. No worries. I'm glad you was able to show up when you did. Going on to story number 3. ARM jumps deeper into the AI chip drone game. ARM unveiled a new AI data center chip and says it could add billions in annual revenue, which is a big signal that the hardware layer is still where empires get built. The age of AI is not just about smarter models, it's about who controls the silicon altar underneath them. Story number 4. Europe turns up the pressure on big tech's AI ambitions. The EU's antitrust chief met with leaders from Google, Meta, OpenAI, and Amazon amid rising scrutiny over whether the same companies that dominated the last internet era are about to dominate this one too. In political terms, the question is no longer should AI be regulated, but who gets to write the rules before the map is already drawn? Story number 5. Anthropic's Pentagon fight just got more serious. A U.S. judge said the Pentagon's blacklisting of Anthropic appears to look like punishment for the company's views on AI safety. That pushes AI governance into a much sharper zone, not just product safety, but whether taking a public stance on safety can get a company frozen out of state power. Story number 6. China's AI position keeps strengthening through open source and chips. U.S. advisors warned this week that China's growing dominance in open source AI could become a self-reinforcing advantage, while Reuters also reports China's chip industry is gaining speed as AI demand reshapes the supply chain. The broader signal is this is not just a tech race anymore. It is industrial policy, geopolitical leverage, and infrastructure all braided together. And our last story for this week's Resonance Report. Agentic stops being a buzzword and starts entering enterprise software. Oracle says it's reworking major business software into agentic apps, meaning systems aimed at handing outcomes, not just assisting with tasks. And it's another sign that AI is moving from novelty layer to workflow layer. This is more like, instead of help me write this, this is more like go handle that. Now, why all these things matter for the Let's Agree to Disagree Tonight viewers? The big pattern this week is that AI is consolidating on these 3 fronts at once: tools, chips, and power. For Let's Agree to Disagree Tonight viewers, that means the best coverage angle is not, wow, here's a new bot, but who owns the infrastructure, who sets the policy, and which tools ordinary creators can actually trust long enough to build on. Also, if we're talking to creators, writers, producers, or indie operators, the practical message is clear. Let's build workflows that can survive sudden platform pivots, because the gods of AI are still changing their minds mid-sentence. Things we're going to watch for next. 1. Whether more media companies rethink AI video partnerships after the Sora reversal. 2. Whether the EU turns its AI scrutiny into real enforcement against platform bundling or self-preferencing. 3. Whether coding tools become the next major acquisition battlefield. And 4. Whether the US-China AI race keeps shifting from model benchmarks to supply chains, open source, and state power. This has been your weekly Resonance Report. Alrighty, well, I think we're going to get ready to wrap it up about right there, y'all. It's been a fun one. Episode 13 is in the books. What we looking at it? Yeah, we at the 55-minute mark. This is just about the right time to wrap it up there. Big Bingus joined us there. I see you in the chat there popping in. All right. Appreciate everybody who came through. That's all we have time for tonight. And I dig it. The future is complicated. The signal is noisy, and none of us are fully optimized. But I'm Mexico Johnson, and this has been Let's Agree to Disagree Tonight. Until the next transmission or the next time we cross paths in the algorithm, good night.